Hello, soul friends. This is Miriam. Welcome back to my channel. Today's pick a card reading is all about what is your next big move? What is your next big move? So, if you are wondering about that, we are going to do a reading for you today. Remember, no matter your individual beliefs, tarot and oracle reading is simply your spirit guides coming forward to give you advice, or your subconscious mind helping you answer life ponders. And no matter what you believe in, you are in a healthy and good place. So welcome to my channel if this is your first time here. So today for our next big move, the decks that we will be using is this one right here for pile 2. So this is the one we are using for pile 3. And then this is the one we are using for pile 1. We will also be using this oracle deck. Here's their info. For clarification, okay? For each of the piles. All right, so go ahead and pause the video if you need to pick the pile you wish, and I will see you in your individual readings on what is your next move. Bye-bye-bye-bye. Hello, pile 1. So if you picked the Happy Tarot deck and the little black titanium ring, we are going to get right into your reading on what is your next big move. Not that far. There we go. All right. What is your next big move? Pile 1s. Well, that was quick. The spirit be flowing today. Let's see what we got already. Okay. All right. Okay, so we have the Hermit, we have the Hierophant, we have the Five of Swords, and we have the Magician. So your next big move. So with these two cards right here, I'm going to zoom in a little bit and I'll zoom back out when we get more cards. I just want you to enjoy the art. Sorry, it's so shaky. I have a very strange system for holding up my camera. So with the Seven of Swords and the Magician together, those two together generally mean that somebody is being deceitful. So he's getting all the swords while these two are overlooking unawares. He's not letting them know, and he's all happy that he's getting them. Okay. And then over here, we have the Magician, which is a positive card depending on what cards are around it. But when it's next to the Five of Swords or the Seven of Swords, it usually can mean that somebody is being shady, smoke and mirrors, you know, that kind of thing. So over here with the Hermit card and the Hierophant card, I'm seeing that your next big move is that you're coming into this solid understanding, and you're starting to see through, for lack of a better term, like the shady stuff that either somebody specific that you probably already know exactly who I'm talking about. Some of you just might have like a general distrust of others. I can relate. As far as that's concerned, the Hermit card is kind of what you've been doing to reflect and get away from this sort of energy. Okay. You've become like painfully aware when people are throwing, when they're being shifty, when they're being dishonest, when they're not telling you the full story. And like, it frustrates you that people sometimes lie to you even when they don't need to, because you like honestly don't even care. But then like, they're like, hey, did you hear about whatever? And you're like, oh, I don't care. And they're like, oh yeah, it was, lie. And you're like, sweet. Awesome. All right. So Hermit mode is giving you time to reflect on that. You've kind of drawn away from like maybe a crowd of friends, maybe, even, it could be like a group that you were a part of, like, I don't know, like the word sorority came into my mind. Like maybe you quit a sorority or like a fraternity, because you didn't like the way that the group was being managed or managing themselves. You could be like getting away from like a group of friends possibly family. But it's definitely something where you've pulled away and you've been watching, and now you're like, okay, this is not how I want to like spend my time with shady folk like this. So then I see you stepping into the Hierophant, because with the Hierophant, that's like the teacher card, the spiritual mentor card, somebody with power. Okay. But when I see it next to the Hermit like this, I see you kind of stepping into your own Hierophant energy, where you're going to feel confident in like speaking your truth to people and speaking the truth of the world as you see it when you see this stuff crop up. However, in tarot readings, a lot of times if the Hierophant is next to the shady cards, it could be, or if it comes out reversed, it could be that there's somebody that's like being oppressive with their power, manipulative. Think of like a shady, like corrupt, priest or something like that is like what pops into my mind, is like a corruption of something that's supposed to be holy and good. So his back's to all of that. And so I'm going to go ahead and take that as a sign that like this is kind of where you're at, is gaining the wisdom of the Hierophant, but in your own self. You don't have to listen to the people that want you to listen to them through manipulation and guilt tripping and gaslighting and all the usual BS that comes along with it. All right, let's get you. Ooh, sorry. Let's get you some oracle cards and see what's your next big move now that you've learned all these things you've learned. Well, okay. Oh, you got a fish for Pisces. Oh, let's back this up so we can see all of them. Okay, let's move these down a little bit. All right. And let's see what else we've got. Yeah, and butterfly transformation. I think that definitely this is a transformation for you. I feel like this sort of stuff was bogging you down before, and now you're stepping into your own, seat of authority of yourself. And when that happens, others will gravitate towards you and actually be like, they'll be refreshed because you're not doing this stuff, because you already know how not to do that. With the fish card, that's kind of like going with the flow, right? But it's also about like swimming against current, swimming in your own little stream, like not going with the crowd, that kind of thing. Let's get you. Ooh. Let's get you a little bit more out of the book. Okay. Yeah, so cup energy, right? Water. I honor and respect all of my feelings. Okay. Intuitive thoughts, right? Intuition, subconscious, luck, fertility. So the whole point of the fish in your reading is that you're going with your own flow. You're going to find emotional stability in that. Okay. It's going to bring luck into your life, and it's going to transform you into something better. Okay. Let's go ahead and pull a couple of these little cards. They're so cute. Aw. So we have the snail, and we have the hand. All right. So what I'm seeing here is, even though you are in hermit mode and you're stepping into this independent stuff, still reach out for help. See how this fishy is above where you're at? It's almost like giving me this idea of like a guardian angel, maybe a past loved one or somebody that you love or knew. Fish was like a spirit animal of theirs, or fish reminded you of them. Maybe they loved fish, specifically those kinds of fish, right? But I'm seeing that you have help. You don't, just because you're stepping away from these clowns, right? You have help that's going to be there for you. But you will have to like be willing and reach for it. And then this right here is always about you're protected. okay, because he's got his little shell, right? You're protected and you can go at your own pace. You don't have to rush through this, okay? Also, very strong connection to the earth, so you're going to be grounded, okay? So your emotions are going to stabilize because you're going to be grounded well into the earth. And then that cup energy, that water energy will start to flow, okay? And that's when you'll find your transformation. So your next big move, as far as action goes, I'm going to pull one more card just to make sure if one will come out. Sorry, people probably like to see this. You know, I'm not just like picking these out. Okay. Yeah, see, chain. I see you breaking the chains out of that, okay? Don't get chained down by thinking you're not moving fast enough, you're not evolving fast enough. You are right where you need to be when you need to be there to do the best help in your life, okay? For both yourself and for others. Oh, yep, and the hammer. It's time for you to start building on this new knowledge. You're going to get people gravitating towards you now because they're going to see this shift in you. They're going to see things are working out better for you, and they're going to start to emulate and want to be like you, and they're going to learn a lot from you, okay? So you're going to start stepping into that energy and getting those people drawn to you, okay? So start building on that foundation. And then 2 actually popped out for this last one. We also got the flag, and this is, for me, it just means staking your claim, baby. Bam. All right. So I see you, like, as far as like specific type stuff, I'm seeing you building like a foundation of like some type of a belief system that you've like now acquired. Like, for example, it could be like you recently realized that you want to be sober and all these other people are just doing the same old, ish. And so you're doing your own thing, building your own foundation, reaching out for help from people who actually can help you, and finding your own independence and your own strength in your emotional stability and your own protection to break those chains that were constraining you with these guys. And then you get your transformation, you stake your claim, you're right where you need to be. All right. Another example I could think of is like leaving a job that sucks, right? Leaving groups of friends that suck. I already mentioned that. Leaving organizations or groups that you don't want to be in, like, I don't know, like I said sorority or fraternity, and then like maybe like, some kind of a board or committee that you volunteered to be on, and it was really cool at first and it meant a lot to you, but now it's just kind of like, yeah, it's not worth all this negative-ish over here, right? It's chaining me up and I don't like it. So yeah, I see things going well. So just own yourself, because this is going to start feeling really good that you're not part of this. These guys are going to try to keep you, though. They're going to try to drag you back down to their level. Don't let them do that, pile ones. All right. Okay, go ahead and give me comments if you liked this reading. Sorry, it's a little sketchy. I'm a little tongue-tied today. So I hope you liked it. And if you did, give it a big thumbs up. Go ahead and subscribe to my channel so that you can see more when I post them. Give me comments on readings you'd like to see. And if you'd like a private reading, my email is in the description box. I also work on the Everclear platform now as an advisor on there. So if you're not comfortable reaching out to me directly, you can always set up a reading with me on Everclear. And all the information on how to do that will be in the description box as well. Pile ones, I just really appreciate you being here. Great energy I'm picking up from y'all. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Please take care. Bye. Hi, Pile 2. So you picked the Smith-White Tarot deck, the Centennial Edition. Perhaps you're wondering why it looks so messy. Well, this is why. When I picked up the 3 decks after we had our little intro video, I picked it up and these 3 cards kind of like fell out the bottom. So I'm going to take that as a sign that those are for you. We will move these to the side just for a minute while I figure out what these cards say. Okay, so I've got the 7 of Swords in reverse, the Knight of Pentacles in reverse, and the Empress in reverse. Okay, So I'm seeing things as being kind of upside down for you right now. uh, but that being said, Seven of Swords in reverse is actually kind of a good thing because it's one of those deception cards where somebody's being shady. And with this card being upside down, that is a more positive card, okay? The Knight of Pentacles being upside down, he's the steadiest out of the knights, as far as the knights are usually a little bit more like, that, young, young adult energy, right? Where they run, they run head first into life, right? The Knight of Pentacles is actually like a young person, but like a young card, but it's like somebody who's actually like calmer, level-headed, like think of that kid that you went to high school with that like had a job and like saved all their money, and nobody really seemed to like figure out how they figured that out before everybody else, but there's just always those kids that are able to do that. So with him in reverse, it looks like there's some kind of stagnation that's taking place, okay? And this reading is what's your next big move, okay? With the Empress in reverse, that also speaks to like something being held back, because the Empress is all about fertility and spring and this like, sunshiny mornings and like, dew and all that wonderful stuff. All right. When she's in reverse, like that could speak to like infertility issues, that could speak to, all kinds of things. But what I'm seeing with this is that there's some kind of lack of movement. And this whole reading is about, just happened again. I picked up the deck and 2 more cards fell out. This reading is about what your next big move is. So I'm sorry, I like to shuffle these, but because of them just popping out like that, I have to take that as a sign. So let's move these over. I'll zoom out my camera so that we can see better. So the next cards that fell out were the Seven of Pentacles and the Hierophant. So yeah, see how he's like looking and he's waiting for him to grow and he's waiting for it to happen, and it's not quite happening yet, right? With the Hierophant card, it's almost like you're waiting for somebody to tell you when this is going to happen, when this is going to move forward, what your next big move is. With Pentacles, I always think of career, I think of health, I think of earthly things, okay? Material things. And so it's like you're either trying to like figure out a way to make more money, right? Or you're trying to figure out a way to just get out of this stuck pattern that you're in. And with the Hierophant, it's like you're waiting for somebody to come along to explain to you how you're supposed to be doing this. Okay, let's grab some of the Oracle cards. Good grief. All right, so we have the Ram and Aries. Maybe a little stubbornness going on. Let's see what else we got. Maybe you have some stubborn people around you that are keeping you from being able to get stuff done, whatever your goals are. Okay, let's take these ones because they wanted to come out. All right, that's a pretty good number, like 5. Okay. Oh, the Sun. Good, good, good. The Cloud. Also not bad. Armor, excellent. Pathway. And great. Okay, so this is what I'm seeing for these now. So what your cards are telling me, pile 2s, is that whatever is holding you up in this holding pattern of feeling restricted and stuck, could be stuck in a job because he's sitting there waiting and waiting and waiting, right? And it's not quite ready to harvest, but will it ever be? Okay, and that card kind of can speak to somebody, especially with this kind of energy, somebody that's like been waiting way too long for something to happen and it's just not quite happening yet. Okay, let me zoom out just a little bit more. There we go. Okay, and then with the ram, like there's some stubbornness there, but there's also this like powerful, like masculine energy of assertiveness. And next to the sun card, I see you coming to terms with the fact that you don't need somebody to tell you what to do. You are capable of telling yourself what to do. Because with the sun card, I always say, even when the sun card comes out reversed, it's still positive. It just means even your bad times are going to be blessed, okay, in some way or another. And that's why I think the cloud card came right next to it. Also, with that air energy, air is all about truth, okay? With the water coming down, that's water energy, and that also speaks to like an emotional fulfillment, okay? Armor, you're protected. I don't want you to think that you can't do what you need to do. You're protected and the way is clear, okay? See how it's open in a little road? You can't see what's up there, but you're protected. You've got all this positive energy and protection, okay? And then grapes, I mean, that's all about like good times, wine, celebrations, wine. I don't like wine, but a lot of people do. So like, if you like wine, you know, that's cool. But it's also like, it's, you know, it's one of those things that you see people like eating, you know, like leisurely, or like even having like a pretty girl like feed it to them. Right? Or a pretty guy, whatever you're into, right? And so I'm seeing like this like good abundant stuff coming out when you realize that you don't have to wait around for this energy to clear itself up or for somebody to come around and help you out of it. You have the power and determination and the positive energy and the protection to make your own way. Okay. And you're going to have abundance in return. All right. Is there anything else I needed to say? I mean, that's pretty much self-explanatory. Yeah, kind of a short reading, but I think we'll leave it there and leave you on a high note, pile 2. So let me know in the comments if this resonated with you. If it did, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, you know, all that stuff that I'm supposed to say that I can never remember how to say, right? All right. And I hope I see you in my next reading. Always remember to comment if you want other topics. I'd be happy to take requests. If you would like a private reading, please look at the description box. There's a couple of different ways to book with me. And I hope you have a wonderful day, pile 2s. Bye. Hello, pile 3s. So if you picked the Thunderbird with the Crystal Vision Tarot deck, let's go ahead and get into your reading. Ooh. All right, let's see what we got. So we first pulled the King of Cups, the Hanged Man, the Six of Cups, and the Nine of Pentacles. Okay, so your next big move that I see is you're definitely stepping into some big stuff. Stuff that's going to help you see things in a whole new way, okay? And it might feel like you're kind of leaving behind something that you don't want to, okay? Like maybe you're changing jobs and you know, you don't want to lose that like coworker, or you had like a few things there that you really liked, but this other opportunity is knocking and you got to get there, right? With the King of Cups, did I say cups or swords? I'm losing my dang mind, y'all. Anyway, that's the King of Cups. If I said swords, I'm losing my mind. Okay, so anywho, with the King of Cups, that's like an emotional stability, an emotional maturity. It's also like, oh, what do I want to say? Like the tough love card, as far as like you're not going to sugarcoat things for anyone, you know, but you still have that like loving finesse. Okay. With the Hanged Man, I feel like this energy is new to you and that this has been holding you back, this nostalgic, I don't want to go forward because I don't want to leave the things from that part behind. Okay. But what I'm seeing with the Nine of Pentacles is that it's time. And in this one, like a lot of times with the Six of Cups in tarot decks, it'll be like a little boy holding a cup full of stuff. And this little girl will be like standing next to him and they're facing each other. And she's looking at the cup and he's like, here's the cup. It's great. And everybody talks about how it's like the childhood nostalgia card, right? But in this one, it's almost like she's walking away from her own child's self, but she's taking that part of it with her. She's taking the part that she still needs with her. Okay. So that speaks of a readiness. The fact that they're coming up out of the water is like a rebirth, but it's also a, like almost like a cleansing of like the things that came before. Okay. So like lots of like cleansing water, healing energy coming in, positive like energy. And with the Hanged Man, that's always the, you need to look at things different card. Well, you are. That's like, this is the part that you're going to be seeing differently, is when you realize that you're not actually leaving behind what you needed from that situation, that it is time to move on, because you've got this waiting for you, which is the Nine of Pentacles, which is like self-sufficiency, self-fulfillment, contentment, happiness, independence, okay? And like just being very, very self-assured and confident and relaxed and all good things, okay? So that's good stuff. Let's go ahead. So if there's something that you're like trying to, that you feel stuck in, or you don't want to leave it behind, it's time. You're ready, whether you feel like you are or not, okay? And we're going to get some oracle cards to see what else we can see. Needs to be more. There we go. Nope. Oh, for the love of Pete. Okay, that will have to do. Let's get you some oracle cards. All right. Yeah, look at that. Pile one's also got this card. It's all about transformation, baby. Like, look what you have to turn into, right? And go from that. And that kind of is caterpillar-ish now that I think about it. You know, the little caterpillars kind of hanging their little, I always called it their pea pod when I was a little kid, because they looked like pea pods. Anyway, yes, and then you get the lion, which is strength in tarot, right? Leo energy, good times, very strong, very independent, right? And I think that that's all just going to get better and better the more you trust your own emotions and the more you realize that it's okay to let go and move forward. And next we have the ship. Some of you might be taking a trip, okay? Specifically, some of you might be embarking on a career on the water. Like maybe you're looking at doing like, I don't know, cruise ship servicing, or cruise ship. Maybe you're going to play music on a cruise ship. Maybe you are going to take a trip by ship. Maybe you're somebody who likes to build little boats. I don't know. But you're going to do it and you're going to like it. And so that's good. Other action cards for my pile number 3. This is, I really hope this isn't anybody's first time watching my channel, because if it is, please go watch a different one. Like, I am like the dorkiest I've ever been. And then you'll watch the other ones and you'll be like, still pretty dorky, but somehow she was right. That one was way worse. That make your move pile thing was way worse. Okay. You got the horsey card. Yeah, I call them horsies. What of it? Ooh, and the tree. Trees are great. All right, so we've got great earth energy and water energy, right? With the horse, that's all about freedom, baby. All right. It's amazing. You're going to grow into it. It's going to be great. Look, there's trees over there, right? But he doesn't see it because he hasn't transformed yet, because he hasn't walked away from that yet, right? I think that you know what I'm getting at, pile 3s. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, that's all I have for you, I think. Pile 1s, I think maybe their pile lasted a little bit longer, but it was more because I was struggling to speak. As you can see, I still clearly am. Okay. So I'm going to leave you with that and stop rambling at you. If you liked this reading, let me know how it resonated with you. If you would like to leave me a comment about readings you'd like to see in the future. Please give me ideas. I love to listen. If you would like to book a personal reading, all of my information is down in the description box on a couple of different ways that you can get a hold of me. Alrighty. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day or night wherever you're watching this. And please take care of yourselves. Bye.